If you've been on social media lately, you've probably heard that this right here is public enemy number one. We're told that seed oils are toxic, inflammatory, and the main reason everyone is gaining weight and why our society is unhealthy. I've recently spent time diving into a debate between Dr. Peter Attia and nutrition expert Layne Norton. They spent years preparing for this debate, reviewing hundreds of studies to answer one simple question: are seed oils actually the villain we think they are? The answer was surprising, and I wanted to make this video to distill everything I learned in the debate because it was quite technical even for someone like me. So I wanted to make a simple version of what they did, but focusing on seed oils and fat loss, and I provide some practical tips that can be applied by people like me and you and my clients. It turns out we might be focusing on the wrong things. So today I wanted to break down the 4 practical takeaways that I got from the debate, specifically about how seed oils relate to obesity and weight loss, so that you can stop stressing out and start seeing results by focusing on the main things, these 4 practical tips. First, I wanted to address the elephant in the room. You've probably heard people say, I cut out the seed oils and I lost 10 pounds immediately. Maybe you've even noticed that in yourself and it's something that you've said. According to the experts, this is absolutely true, but not for the reasons that you think. Dr. Peter explains that seed oils are almost always the delivery vehicle for junk food. They are found in just about everything, in potato chips, in cookies, fast foods, and high-calorie sauces and dressings. When you make a rule to eliminate seed oils, you aren't just cutting out a specific fat. You are essentially banning ultra-processed junk food from your diet. You stop eating Oreos, chips, and cookies, and you start eating whole foods and actually cooking your food. As Dr. Attia notes, this is a huge net benefit to your health. But here is the key. You lost weight because you cut out the calories, the sugar, and the refined carbs that come along for the ride, not because the oil itself was chemically preventing you from losing fat. So the takeaway that I got from that debate was that, number one, seed oils are a great behavioral hack to stop eating junk, but don't confuse a calorie deficit with a molecule. And practical takeaway number 2 that I got away from the debate is this concept of majoring in the minors, or as Dr. Layne Norton explained, you're stepping over $100 bills to pick up pennies. This leads to the most important point that I got from the debate regarding obesity. Layne Norton calls out our current obsession with seed oils as majoring in the minor things. He argues that we are facing a crisis of energy toxicity. So basically, we are eating too much fuel. Points out that in the US, the average calorie consumption is around 3,500 calories per day, while the average physical activity is less than 20 minutes a day. So focusing on a single tablespoon of canola oil in your home cooking while ignoring the fact that we are overeating and undermoving is like stepping over a $100 bill to pick up pennies. The risk of obesity itself, regardless of what caused it, increases mortality risk significantly. The figures they discuss about 80 to 200%, which dwarfs the theoretical risk people argue about regarding seed oils. So the takeaway that I got from it, and what I want you to take away from this video, is if you want to lose weight and be healthy, you need to focus on the big levers first. which is calorie control and exercise. And takeaway number 3 that I got from the debate is this concept of the butter trap. Now, if you do decide, let's say you decide to cut out seed oils because you want to eat less processed food, what should you replace them with? This is where many people make a mistake. They swap seed oils for huge amounts of butter, beef tallow, and lard, and they suddenly think that because French fries are cooked in beef tallow, that suddenly French fries becomes healthier. In the debate, Norton explains that swapping polyunsaturated fats, seed oils, for saturated fats like butter is actually a move in the wrong direction for your overall heart health and metabolism. He discusses that saturated fats can increase LDL, cholesterol, and liver fat, where seed oils generally lower them or keep them neutral. So if you do want to avoid seed oils, the best move isn't to go full carnivore with butter and beef, swapping to monosaturated fats. Think olive oil and avocado oil, which is actually what this is, avocado oil, but because I don't have any canola oil, I presented it as seed oils. So the takeaway is the following. Don't fall into this butter trap. If you remove seed oils, replace them with olive oil or leaner protein sources, not necessarily more saturated fats. And the fourth and final takeaway that I got from the debate, which was a long debate and it was highly technical. It was about 2.5 hours, so very technical. They dove deep into the topic, and I guess they were supposed to have the opposing view, but that person didn't agree to it, so Peter Attia stepped in to wear the hat of the camp that says seed oils are unhealthy. And this is really what I'm trying to understand when I was watching the debate. I'm just trying to, in my head, understand how do you live with this information? What is the whole point? Can I use canola oil? Can I use sunflower or safflower oil in my cooking? Or should I avoid it completely? Because they get so deep into the details and the nuances that it was hard to keep track of the overarching, the macro takeaway. And this is what I'm hoping to do with this video. So finally, how do you live? How do we live? How do I live with this information? Because I care about my own health, the health of my kids, my wife, my family, and my clients, and that's what I'm trying to communicate. So how do we live with this information? It's easy with the clickbait information that's on social media, whether it's TikTok or Instagram, to become terrified of certain foods. You're at a nice restaurant, you order a healthy salad, but you're panicked because the dressing might have some sunflower oil in it. What Dr. Peter Attia was saying is that even some restaurants now will mention on the menu that this ingredient or this particular dish was cooked without any seed oils. So it's easy to become terrified of food. Norton agreed that you should not be maniacal about this thing. Being stressed and socially isolated because you're trying to have a perfect diet is likely unhealthier than the oil itself. So if you're cooking at home, sure, use olive oil or avocado oil, but if you're out with friends and family and the chef uses seed oils in the cooking, it's not going to kill you. The stress of actually worrying about it is worse than the food and the oil itself. And as Norton says, the problem isn't that splash of oil in a home-cooked meal. The problem is the deep-fried fast food that we consume. So to wrap it up, if I could summarize it for you, if you don't end up watching this whole video and you just skip towards the end, here are the 4 main takeaways that I took from the debate and the 4 practical and applicable tips that you can apply in your life. Number 1, cutting out seed oils helps weight loss mostly because it eliminates ultra-processed junk food. Number 2, calories and exercise are going to matter way more than the types of oil that are being used. And number 3, if you swap seed oils, make sure you swap it for something like olive oil and avocado oil, not just butter. And finally, number 4, don't let your need to be perfect about the types of food that you have ruin your enjoyment of food, ruin your social and personal life because you've become so obsessed with avoiding all sorts of seed oils, even if you're out at a restaurant enjoying a nice dinner with your wife, husband, kids, family, friends. I hope that is helpful for you. Thank you. If you found this breakdown helpful, then the best thing that you can do and the biggest favor that you can do for me is to hit the like button and subscribe for more practical health tips. And then you can check out this video I did right here for more content like this.